I still remember the first time I visited the village of Maziwa. It was nestled between rolling green hills, with fields of maize and cassava stretching as far as the eye could see. The scent of damp earth filled the air, and the songs of women pounding millet in wooden mortars echoed through the trees. I had come as a teacher, eager to introduce modern education to a place where tradition reigned supreme. But what I learned instead was something far more profound, that in Maziwa, education was a mother's sacred duty. My guide, an elderly man named Baba Jimo, took me to meet Mama Zawadi, the village's most respected woman. She was a mother of 5, but she was also the village's greatest teacher. As we walked through the village, I noticed something unusual. Under the great baobab tree, a group of children sat in a circle, listening intently as a woman wove a story with animated gestures. They weren't in a school building, but they were undoubtedly learning. "That is Mama Zawadi," Baba Jimo said, his voice filled with admiration. "She teaches them about life, history, and wisdom." A mother in Maziwa does not simply feed and clothe her children, she shapes their minds. I was skeptical at first. Surely, formal schooling was necessary to give these children a future beyond the village. But as the days passed, I saw how Mama Zawadi wove education into everyday life. When she took her children to the river to fetch water, she taught them about the different types of fish and their importance to the ecosystem. While grinding maize, she explained simple mathematics, measuring and dividing with precision. Even the evening meals were lessons in culture, as she recounted the history of their ancestors over bowls of steaming ugali. One evening, I joined a group of mothers under the baobab tree, curious to hear their thoughts on education. Mama Zawadi spoke first. "A mother is the first teacher," she said, her voice strong yet gentle. "Before a child ever steps into a schoolroom, he must know respect, patience, and the value of knowledge. We do not wait for a classroom to teach. Learning happens with every sunrise and every sunset." The other women nodded, adding their own wisdom. They spoke of how they used proverbs to teach morality, how songs and dances helped children remember important lessons, and how stories passed down from elders carried the weight of generations. In Maziwa, education was not confined to 4 walls, it was woven into the fabric of daily life. But despite the strength of this tradition, change was coming. A new school was being built on the edge of the village, and some feared that the government's rigid curriculum would overshadow the mother's teachings. I saw the worry in Mama Zawadi's eyes. "We do not reject modern education," she told me one day as she pounded cassava, "but we must make sure it does not erase our ways. If a child forgets where he comes from, how can he know where he is going?" It was then that I realized the true challenge, balancing modern schooling with the wisdom of the mothers. I proposed an idea to the village elders. What if the school incorporated the mothers' teachings? What if history lessons included stories from the elders, science lessons included traditional Abo knowledge, and math was taught using real-life village scenarios? The elders agreed, and the mothers embraced the idea with joy. When the school finally opened, it was not just the work of government officials and foreign teachers. It was a place where children learned both the ways of the world and the ways of their people. Mama Zawadi herself became an honorary teacher, ensuring that no child in Maziwa forgot the lessons of their ancestors. Years later, when I returned to Maziwa, I saw children reading from textbooks but also gathering under the baobab tree to hear stories. The village had grown, yet its soul remained intact. Education had evolved, but it had not erased the role of mothers as the first and most important teachers. And so, I learned that in Maziwa, a mother's role in education was not just about teaching letters and numbers. It was about shaping character, preserving culture, and instilling wisdom that no classroom could ever replace.